Hey sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Nanyacim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you for always coming back to watch my videos. You are that bomb. So today, I really saw this thing on social media and I was like, oh, this would be really nice for me to bring here so we all can talk about it. And I definitely want to know what you have to say, like, what you all think about this in the comment section. And it's actually about a modern woman admits being a man is harder. But then before we get into this video, I want to say a very big shout out to all the men out there doing their best, all the men working so hard to keep the family up front, running to make sure, like, the family is doing great. I see most of you, like, sacrifice even your joy, your happiness, even to make sure that, like, the family up front is going great, because you want everybody to be happy and the very rest of it. Sometimes I see you all even, like, going through pain but still come out in front of the kids and the wife, and also, like, smile, put up a brave face and all that. You all are really doing great, and this is an appreciation, like, message to you all. And I wanted to know, as you are also taking care of them, it is also okay to let them know that at this point in time, daddy cannot provide, daddy cannot do this, or at this point in time I do not have this, but as time goes on, I am going to do this for you. All right, so do not, like, completely, I know you all, like, do not completely sacrifice everything, because, like, we want you to be healthy, we want you to be alive, we want you to also look young, we want you to be fine also. Why we all are, like, why you are taking care, like, of the family, try also to consider yourself. So a very massive shout out to you all. You all are doing amazing, and I pray that you all, like, the universe will bless you and flourish whatever you do. Then let's get into this video.
I know people don't like it, but it's not fair for women and men. Being born a woman, there's certain proclivities that we get. We're hot. We don't have to do much to get access to a good life. You know, we just have to take care of ourselves and look good. And that's it. We can get provided for. We can get 6 figures, $1 million. We can get it all, really. Yeah. Men, it's different, right? You guys have to work and struggle and create and look good and all the looks matters.
So much harder.
So much harder.
You know how hard it is for the guy to go out and bang a bunch of women?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is for, I mean, he needs to be good looking. He needs to make money. He needs to have the resources.
He's got to talk right.
He needs to have a game. He needs to, like, look good. He needs to have it going on.
You got to have time to do that.
So for a guy to do that, like, he needs to be like the fucking man. Okay. Now for a girl to be a hoe, she needs to just go put a dress on, and put some lipstick on and say, I'm going out tonight. Some guy will bang her that night.
Sometimes women, we're not equal to men. It's not fair. But, like, if there's a war, who's going to defend us? Are they going to put the women on the front line? No. They're putting the men on the front line.
We would all be damned if I had to hold a gun.
Correct. They can't, like, be assertive, and they can't, like, say anything without women calling me too, or they can't, like, and I think us as women, we have to do better. There has to be a line where we say, when are we going to let men be men? When are we going to let them be Shiva?
And do you think that this is exclusive here in the United States or in Western civilizations?
I think in
Because if you said that you grew up in Thailand?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been all over the world. Yeah. I believe that in the, like the Andrew Tate, he's more inclined to those cultures in the Middle Eastern cultures. Yes. You know why? Because the women do the stuff that I do. They really do, like, worship their husband.
Also in Eastern Europe where he actually lives. Yeah.
Correct.
Same kind of situation.
I'm not as familiar. I know my son's father's from Europe, but in Eastern Europe, I know it's like that too. The women, they are like, what can I do to serve your needs? And
I would argue that most women don't know the male struggle whatsoever. They think that they know, but the reality is they really don't know the existence for most men.
Correct.
A lot of girls think that men have privilege, men have, this amazing advantage over them or whatever. Actually, a feminist went ahead and did an experiment where she was a man for, I think, 18 months to 2 years.
So cool.
She did a whole documentary on it. She thought men had it easy. And she was a man for 2 years. And she ended up committing suicide because the existence was just so terrible and much harder than she thought it would be. And, and I'm not saying this, oh my God, feel sorry for me. I'm just saying that women lack empathy for the male experience. And the reason why I say that and actually it's a good thing, is because women overwhelmingly initiate divorce, they overwhelmingly initiate breakups, they leave guys, and they are able to get over those breakups much faster than men are. A big part of male suicide a lot of the times is precipitated by divorce and breakups. So
finances.
I mean, yeah, but that comes from the breakup. So what I would say is that women have sympathy for sure, but I think that they lack empathy to the male experience.
I wouldn't agree. I'm different. I've put myself in men's shoes.
I'm speaking in general. So when I make an argument,
You're
it's
right.
not at you. It's at in general. I would argue that women lack empathy for the male experience. And why should they? Why should they know or understand? It doesn't matter, because women exist and men come and approach them. You guys don't know what it takes for a man to be attractive. You just respond to the attractive guy coming to you. But the reality is the man has to understand women to a deep degree to be able to get sex, relationships, etc. Right? The guy just gets it. That's what women look for. So I think women are sympathetic. However, I don't think that they're empathetic, and I think that's a part of a bigger biological thing. That's speculation maybe, but in general, I've come to realize most women aren't empathetic to males.
That's sad.
Let's get to the next one.
If you look at any man who's very good at being a man, most of them have had extremely traumatic lives. Yeah. If you're going to talk about the most brave man you can think of, he's been through trauma. If you think of the best soldier you can think of, he's been through trauma. You think about anything, the man who's going to charge into the burning building, the fireman, he's been through trauma. If you find a man who's never had any traumatic experiences, he's terrible at being a man. Yeah. He's weak and he's soft and he'll collapse and he's never struggled. I know me, and I don't want to tell a bunch of stories on the internet, but I know all the shit I went through and all the pain I had to suffer to become the man I am. And every time I meet another guy who has his life in order, it's the same story. This fucked me up, but I thought, fuck it, I'm going to attack the world anyway. Yeah. And that's how it goes. So as a man, you're right. You're right. You have to be vulnerable. You have to feel it. You have to accept it, but you have to put it in a positive direction. This is what's so dangerous about what we were saying earlier, where people make excuses and externalize because they're taking that trauma and that pain instead of going, I fucked up. She left me because I wasn't good enough. I'm going to become better. Instead, she is the problem. It's there, and then they lose their ability to go and become something. They lose their own motivational force, and then they sit there with a fucking ego and arrogance and go, I don't need to become any better. I can stay a jackass. It's all her fault. I'll find another one. And then it happens on repeat, and it just ends up a downward cycle of dumb shit.
All right. Actually, nothing is easy, and I know men, it's actually harder because just the way I was checking out something, like every woman is looking for a man that earns 1 million. This is just an example, and it's also a man that they are looking up to. It's a man that will provide for that. So most men really work so hard that sometimes they forget themselves, they don't take care of themselves, and it's always them. Like when there is need to to do something, it's always them. And they are always also, most of them are always there to do the ones they can do and all that. It is really not easy. I mean, it's a very hard work, and I really do not want to be a man, not even for a day. For a day, because there are sometimes I'm like, if I were a man, I'd probably I don't think it will be easier. And I think in some aspect, women probably life is kind of easier and all that. But sometimes we argue about this, and we try to bring out some certain things like you are not a woman, you never know what it means to be a woman, or woman being a woman is harder because you don't go through menstrual cramp, because you don't carry pregnancy, you don't know what it means to and the other part, it's a whole lot. It's really harder for a man, because most time it's always a man that starts from scratch, from the beginning, and start building to become somebody. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of dedication, and all that. So even sometimes, irrespective of whatever women, I think it's really it would be amazing if we all take out time also to appreciate one another, and let them know that they are still irrespective of whatever that is going on, we still appreciate them. We know how hard it is to, like, to always be there for, like, doing things and making things happen and all of that. And also, I am sure, like, they also know how hard it is being a woman, and appreciate it. Like, we both can understand one another and appreciate one another, and, like, just make the world a better place, like, make this life a better place. There is no need to arguing or trying to know whose own is easier and all that. But you all know that, I mean, being a man is not a day job. It's a whole lot of job. I am being truthful, and that is on period. It is not easy being a man. Yeah, this is just where I am going to end today's, like, and I want to say thank you all for everything, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.